As a restaurateur, have you ever wondered or thought that it's my first restaurant, let me start with a lower rent store. The risk will be lesser and then I will eventually make my business profitable and grow. I think this is a mistake. We've been doing franchising now for 20 years and so we have seen all kinds of properties, high rent, low rent. And if I were to explain this to you in three brief points, it would be: one is that rent and the demand and supply, they are proportionate to each other, which means that a higher rent store tends to be more in demand because that is an area where the sales are going to be higher, the potential is higher. And a store where the rent is lower, what it therefore also means is that the sale over there is likely to be lower and therefore the demand for that particular property is lesser. My second observation over these years has been, as a thumb rule, the amount of rent that you pay is normally going to be equal to the amount of money that you're going to make out of that store. Which means if you're paying 50,000 rent for a particular location, chances are you'll end up making about 50,000 rupees of profit from there. And if you're paying 2 lakh rupees of rent for a particular location, there is a very high probability that you will make 2 lakh rupees from your business out of that store. And of course, it does not mean that you keep on paying very high rent so that you can make more money. You have to negotiate very hard. However, good properties demand a good rent, and they are the ones at which we encourage our franchisees to go in and invest their 25 lakhs. The third thing is, I've seen a lot of people who play safe and they say, for my first store I want to take up a lesser rent store, say 20-25,000. There is very low downside. It's very difficult for me. I'm not going to make too much of a loss. So like we as a franchisor, we are into guiding people on what kind of properties to take up. In fact, we help them with their real estate. So when they take up a higher end store, they make a good return on their investment of time as well as money, and that is what excites them, and they get into their second and their third store.